Hey guys, what's up? Spectr here, and welcome back to my modded build series where I roll specific characters such as a monk, an assassin, or in today's case a wizard, and tell you which mods, perks, and more would complement that playstyle the best. Let's get started. When I envisioned this character, I imagined a mage who crossed the sea from Solstheim to attend the mage's college. There he would push the boundaries of his studies, even dabbling in magics that others found to be taboo or just too unorthodox. Savos Aran, the eventual archmage himself, attended the college around the same time. The two rivaled one another, both standing out as rising magical talents among the student body. This mage, however, would go too far, his magical experiments eventually leading to his expulsion from the school. He would go on to search the world for greater sources of knowledge and power. His command over the elements is unmatched, even by the Archmage himself. Let's get into character creation. As always, I use Skyrim Vanity Kit to access the character customization menu at will. I went with a Dark Elf as they have natural race buffs that are great for magic-wielding characters. For this character, I went with the 9th preset, and so I marked it with a 9 down in the description. Keep that in mind if you're going to recreate this build exactly. For his weight, I kept him thin and lanky. For his complexion, I went with a 3, trying to make him look a bit more wizened. For his war paint, I chose the 13th option, followed by the second war paint option. Make sure to have Skyrim Vanity Kit installed for all these options. I slid the jaw width slider all the way to the right and moved on to his eyes. Choosing the second to last option, using Heterochromia Complete, a mod that unlocks hundreds of new eye color combinations. I chose these dark red eyes almost all the way to the right. I made his eyes as sunken in as possible, sliding that slider all the way to the left. And finally, sliding all the eye color, shadow, and tint options to the right. I wanted unkept bushy brows, and went for the 5th option for his brow type. For his hair, I kept the long stereotypical wizard look, choosing the second to last option. His facial hair is almost all the way to the right, the 38th option to be exact. Make sure you have Skyrim hair colors installed for this part, as I chose the 11th hair color option. And there we have it, our Dark Elf mage. Moving on to his armor, I of course went with robes and light armor for this build. I also enchanted some of the pieces with magical buffs. His armor is made up of a mix of cultist gloves and Marok's robes and boots, which I crafted using unique armor, unenchanted and craftable. This mod also makes it so that you can craft robes that count as light armor, allowing you to upgrade them for added defense, and even cash in on those light armor perks, which I'll discuss later. I also crafted the Thalmor hood, which I made using Polly's craftable mod robes. I even added a magical amulet for good measure. Moving on to his weapon and spell loadout, I wanted something a bit more unique than just using a staff, so I used basic wizarding wands to kit myself out with a wand instead. These will replace most of the staffs in-game. I think it looks great, and it's a unique twist. For this wizarding build, I wanted to stick to elemental spells, so fire, lightning, and ice. Using Fendrick's Magic Reloaded Part 1 and 2, make sure to download both parts of that mod, I found some absolute favorites among the dozens of new spells that mod adds to the game. I chose Fire Blaze Bolt, Fire Destroyer, Frost Barrage, Lightning Barrage, and Lightning Impact. Another spell I used to give my wizard a unique look was Ultra Cloak, which surrounds your character with a magical aura that deals damage to NPCs. But don't worry, it won't hurt NPCs outside of combat. For his player home, I wanted something fitting of an eccentric wizard, which brings us to the Wizard's Well. It's a home I featured in a previous mod list, and it's an incredibly unique and well-built home. You can find the entrance near the Rift Inn stables, and once inside this large space, you'll find some interesting design choices, as well as all the amenities you'll need. You'll have access to almost all the crafting stations, as well as a bunch of storage. I just thought this was a great fit for the build, and fit the out-of-the-box personality for the character I was rolling. There are a few extra mods I used to make this playthrough even better. Using player voice Neloth, I changed my Dragonborn's voice to that of another Dark Elf wizard in the game. I found it a bit more fitting. Amazing race tweaks, Dark Elf adds a bunch of race-related buffs to your Dunmer character, some of which include Ancestor's Firepower, which will buff all of your elemental damage, great for this build, as well as Azura's Curse, a power that will target an enemy's health, magicka, and stamina with 3 damage for 60 seconds. And finally, by viewer request, recommended perks for such a character. With this being a mainly destruction magic-focused build, you'll want to max out that tree. Be sure not to miss out on destruction dual casting, which adds overcharge effects to your spells, causing even more damage. Impact will stagger enemies upon, well, impact. And of course, make sure to head down that novice to master destruction path so you can reduce how much magicka you're using up per spell. But another tree you'll want to pay attention to is light armor, as custom fit will give you a 25% armor bonus for using all light armor, which you can take advantage of if you decide to add more light pieces to your mage build. And there you have it, everything you need for a Dark Elf Wizard playthrough, from weapon to combat to customization mods. Remember, I tried to put as much information as possible in the description, as everything is organized and timestamped. So if you have any questions, make sure to check there or ask below. Make sure to sub for more Skyrim mod content, as well as coverage for games like Cyberpunk 2077. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.